Are you planning on building a custom home on an acreage property? In this video, I'm going to share the top things that you need to consider specifically when planning a custom home on an acreage property. Hey everyone, welcome to Dream Homes with Kathy. I'm Kathy Yuen, architectural technologist, custom home designer, and founder of Phase 1 Design. Our team and I have helped over 700 homeowners design their dream homes, and this channel is dedicated to sharing our knowledge with you. Don't forget to download our Dream Home Planning Guide in the link below, and for those looking to start the design and planning process and interested in working with our team, feel free to book an initial consultation with me in the link below. Let's dive in. Water table. Water is only great on your building site if it's in the form of a beautiful water feature that sets back a safe distance from your home. Other than that, it can be problematic, which brings us to our first consideration. Make sure that you're aware of whether or not you have a high water table on your property. So how do you do this? Well, first of all, your custom home designer should be leading you through this, but here are a few initial things to look for. Talk to some of the neighbors to see if they've experienced any water issues. Talk to the developer and or community association. Look around the site and do a visual inspection. Are there any nearby water sources like ponds? If you suspect you may have a high water table, a geotechnical engineering firm should be engaged at the start to do testing to confirm where the water table sits. Grading. I'm referring to the quote-unquote grade of the lot, or whether the lot is flat or sloped. If the lot is sloped, then how sloped is it exactly? This one is a little bit harder to assess at the very beginning of the project, as you will typically need a topographic survey. Why is this important? It will let you know whether or not you need retaining walls. In some municipalities, there is a maximum that you can change the grade before triggering a variance or a relaxation or a special permit, which can elongate your permit timeframes. Grading will determine whether or not you have a walkout basement, or if you have a detail where you walk out onto off your main floor onto a beautiful outdoor living area / patio that's at the same level as your main floor. There's really no right or wrong. This is just simply a design preference, but something for you to think about. Finally, last point. The grading will give you an idea of the drainage pattern of the site, or in layman's terms, how water will be shed from the site. Usually, this is something that is determined in design by your custom home designer, but still something that I personally like to look at the very beginning of the project. Now, just a word of caution. Make sure you use a topographic survey to determine the slope of the lot. Don't just eyeball it. I've actually seen in the past where you would swear the site is sloped or swear that it's flat, and then you get the survey and it tells you otherwise. But don't worry, your custom home designer should be helping you through this part of the process and to make sure the survey comes back from the surveyor with all the appropriate information. As a side note, if you need help with assessing your acreage site in these initial stages, feel free to reach out directly to my team and I at hello@phase1design.ca, and I've linked it below. If you're enjoying this video so far, I would love if you could hit that like button and also push that subscribe button to see more videos just like this. Septic system. Okay, now I know this is definitely not the most beautiful topic to talk about, but one that is necessary. Depending on where your acreage is, you may require a septic system, and if you're not hooked up to a municipal waste system. A septic system contains many components, which include a septic tank and a drain field or septic field, which helps process the waste coming out of your household. You'll typically finish the final design and placement of your custom home before finalizing the septic design, but it is important to have a very general idea of the size and location of the septic field at the beginning of your project, in my opinion, and to make sure that you don't run out of room on your site for everything you need and want. This is particularly important if you plan to have outdoor design elements such as gazebos, sport courts, pools, hot tubs, and other things that will take up additional space on your property. Also, if you have a high water table on your property, this can also influence where your septic system is installed. Which brings us to our next point, build envelope. This point has to do with knowing where you can actually build on your property, which I know might sound obvious, but sometimes with acreage property, it's not that straightforward. With the naked eye, you just see this beautiful, vast piece of property that you can develop, when in reality, your new home's design's size and location is usually restricted by a build envelope. Okay, so what is a build envelope? A build envelope means where you can actually build your home and is often prescribed by an authority such as your local or provincial municipality. Your new custom home will have what we call building setbacks, which is required by zoning bylaw. This means your new home will need to be set back from your front property line by a specific distance. You will also have side property line setbacks and a rear property line setback. Sometimes, if you're near a highway or a body of water or some other protected environmental feature, there are additional setbacks that you must follow. So once you've determined these setbacks, you'll end up with a perimeter, otherwise known as a built envelope, with which your new home design needs to be placed within. It's important to know where this build envelope is and how large it is to ensure that your desired home design can fit within this. Trees. If there are trees on your property, do you want to keep them? Or maybe you want to remove them? In some cases, there are restrictions on tree removal. If certain trees cannot be removed, you may need to design your home around this. This is particularly important if you think you may have a view from your property and that you want to capture in your new home design. Architectural controls. Okay, so this point may or may not apply to you, but it's good to check and confirm either way. Some acreage-style properties are in developer-controlled communities. If you are in a developer-controlled community, what this means is that there will likely be a set of rules and design guidelines that apply to any new home build within that particular acreage community. These are often referred to as architectural controls and are outlined in a document. These rules will usually affect the architectural design of your home and are enforceable as part of your approval process. So it is very important to know what they are. For example, the architectural controls may ask that your home design fall into a particular design style. It may ask for certain exterior finishing materials, roof slopes, and window styles, just to name a few. So if you're unsure of whether or not architectural controls apply to your particular community, you can pull the certificate of title from the land titles office. If there is one that applies, you will see this as one of the instruments on your title. All right, there you have it. The top considerations when designing a new custom home on an acreage property. If you're interested in working with my team and I on your custom home design, feel free to reach out at hello@phase1design.ca. Don't forget to download our free Dream Home Planning Guide, which outlines the entire custom home planning process. I provided the link below. And lastly, if you like this video, I'd love if you could show me some love and subscribe to this channel. For more videos like this, keep watching or click on one of the end screen links. I'm Kathy Yuen with Phase 1 Design. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.